people are crashing and totaling out cars left and right.
Yeah.
Like, it's ridiculous how many people crash doing this, and it's really not shared that much because nobody's going to post their else. That's pretty much what it is.
Take a performance car capable of 200 miles per hour, an impressionable mind that isn't fully developed, and 1,673 miles of combined freeways across New York. Well, then you have the recipe for the most dangerous trend to ever hit the roadways, where the goal isn't to be the first across the line, it's to survive. This is swimming. Nobody knows the ins and outs of this epidemic more than a man that shall not be named, better known as simply seannsean.
If your goal is to buy a car and one of the boxes you have to tick off is being good at cutting up with it, then honestly, just don't even buy that car. Reevaluate what you're doing. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
When he's not rallying his BMW M2 or destroying 4 Crown Victorias for sport, he's showcasing the unscripted reality of what really happens on the New York freeways and city streets, posting videos that amass millions of views across multiple platforms, and showing what happens when things don't go exactly as planned. A quick glance at insurance auction websites in New York will show a myriad of powerful performance cars like the G80 M3 and F82 M4, which are more at home at the green hail than on city streets, that have been totaled out due to collisions. Well, the epidemic of cutting up, or swimming, or just being a total jackass on congested, crumbling freeways has something to do with it. The purpose of this video isn't to glorify these antics, nor am I on some moral high ground to say what's right and wrong, and I would never do that. But the purpose of this video is to show what really happens when riding the fine white line between life and death is a viable way to make money online and even building a brand.
This white BMW is one of the cars involved. Take a look at all of the front end damage, and then look further. You see all of the airbags deployed.
Welcome to the world of swimming.
Got the land moving sideways. GCP, I'll let him chase on the highway. Two-tone Audemars Piguet's an ice tray. I could pop out with 200 on a light day. It didn't come from one play, I had to make the route. He doesn't care who gets hit, he's about to spray the crowd. 1,000 likes and no comments, he ain't pays for clout. I put your mans in the sky and make him taste the clouds.
Highway right here.
New farm about to burn it out. $65.
To swim is simple. It's threading the needle, weaving in and out of traffic, sometimes inches away from other cars, to get from point A to point B as quickly as possible. The skill comes into play when you have a split second to determine which route to take through traffic, one that can be successful and one that can end up deadly. This has its origins on the roadways of inner city Tokyo, Japan. The infamous racing team Midnight, which was founded in 1982, were a secret group of business professionals, doctors, lawyers, and also tuners that were the undisputed champions of high-speed exhibitions on the Shuto Expressway in the greater Tokyo area of Japan. Their chairman, Echi Yoshida, and his turbo Porsche, called the Yoshida Special 930, would regularly break 300 kilometers an hour on public roads of Route B on the Shuto Expressway, known as the Wangan Line, which follows the western shore of the Tokyo Bay from Yokohama all the way to Urayasu. Yoshida's personal goal with his 930 Turbo was to beat the German tuning house Roof and their Group C Turbo 911, better known as the Yellowbird, and its 347 km an hour top speed. So the Yoshida Special 930's engine was bored out to displace 3.4 liters from 3.3 liters with Mali forged pistons and titanium connecting rods directly from the Weizsack Porsche Development Center in Germany, and a huge K33 turbo which produced over 600 horsepower, more than double the factory output. Where it failed in top speed against the Yellowbird, it would be victorious in grabbing the hearts and minds of Japanese youth, as Yoshida's 930 was the inspiration behind the Blackbird in the manga called Wangan Midnight, which would end up selling over 17 million copies and adapted to a popular video game series and TV show. So what does this have to do with the swimming epidemic? Well, it shows at least the idea of driving fast on public roads can make for great entertainment and can also be profitable. No one knows more about this swimming trend than a man that shall not be named, simply known as seannsean. I was able to get him on a video call where he gave me the rundown of the swimming epidemic and how it has become a disease infecting the roadways across not just New York City, but the entire US.
Obviously, for some people, the goal is to have fun. I'd say us is to have fun. We're chilling. We're going somewhere.
Yeah.
A lot of people, I'd say majority of the people doing it, it's a competition to see who's got a bigger cock. That's pretty much, I swear to God, that's what it is. You got people basing their whole personality on this. People's egos are insane. And that's where the danger comes in, because now it turns into like a competition. And it's like a race. It turns into a race. You won't realize how many crashes happen until you know people who are actively doing this. And you know what I mean? Like, it happens way more often than you think. People are crashing and totaling out cars left and right.
Yeah.
Like, it's ridiculous how many people crash doing this. And it's really not shared that much. It's not, because nobody's going to post their L's. That's pretty much what it is. I've known people, they'll crash their car, they'll total their car. You know, they have such a high ego. They're you know, oh, they're valid driver, this and that, blah blah blah. They crash their car, they disappear, they disable their Instagram account. They're gone. You know, it's like their whole persona. That's them. Like, they cut up. That's what they do.
The way these deviants are created are very simple. First, get your hands on a great handling, stable at high speeds performance car. Some American and Japanese examples can fit this role, like a C6 Z06 or Shelby GT500 with a track package, R35 Nissan GTR, or an A90 Supra. But what you really want is a car built for the Autobahn. A BMW Motorsport variant like the M2 Coupe, the M3 Sedan, the M4 Coupe, or the M5 Sedan is the go-to option. The cheaper 40i and 50i models with the B58 and N63 engines are also great picks, as they can be easily tuned to meet or exceed the M car's power at the detriment of braking and handling performance. Mercedes AMG models and Audi S and RS trims also fulfill this role pretty well, stable at high speeds, tunable, and great handling. Get a dash cam and record yourself doing the most devious cuts, white lines, and evasions while inbox is playing through the speakers, and upload and grow your wanted level to 6 stars, and you'll become a certified hood legend, and sell some merch while you're at it. If you crash into a guardrail or a minivan, just delete your Instagram and every trace you ever existed. Get the insurance check, buy another Beamer, open a new Instagram, and repeat. Now let's be real, this is all sarcasm, but this is literally the logic of those that get into the realm of swimming cars for the rush and clout on social media. As this trend has grown, it has put an ever-increasing burden on the average citizen minding their business. According to New York City Open data, just 5% of hit-and-run drivers who seriously hurt or fatally injure people on the city streets were caught last year, meaning 95% of the suspects got away with the crime due to the use of obscured license plates that aren't traceable. New York also has the second highest annual cost of full coverage auto insurance in the entire nation, only second to Florida. And every time somebody macks on the freeway and insurance deems the vehicle a total loss and cuts a check, it increases the yearly premiums of everyone under the carrier, even if your driving record is squeaky clean with no accidents.
It's RNG. It's a random numbers game. It's probability. You're gonna crash.
Now, why don't police just chase and arrest the offenders? Well, they simply can't catch them.
Fucker, man. Look at him. What an asshole.
The NYPD employs many different styles of patrol vehicles, more commonly the Ford Explorer, the Chevy Tahoe, the Ford Taurus, and the fastest of the bunch, the Hemi-powered Dodge Chargers, capable of sustained speeds of 150 miles per hour. Even with its speed capabilities, they are often outmaneuvered since they are heavy, weighing in at roughly 4,570 pounds, around 1,000 pounds heavier than your ideal car to cut up with. The freeways are narrower and more densely populated than what you see in other parts of the US. Therefore, top speed is much less important and nimbleness is much more desired. If you compare the tactics of more heavy-handed police agencies like Georgia State Police, which has the highest fatality rate of chases in the country, you'll find NYPD terminates chases more often due to the risk to the public of continuing the chase outweighs the risk of the public if the suspect gets away. Georgia State Police doesn't follow those procedures, typically chasing till the suspect either wrecks out or is immobilized, which leads to higher rates of injuries and fatalities in the name of protecting the public. Many in the swimming scene know NYPD have a more stringent pursuit policy, therefore they are more enticed to flee than take a simple speeding ticket that makes the roads much more dangerous as a whole.
Everybody over here has BMWs. I don't think there's any real go-to car, any fast car that can handle. But
so not a Hellcat.
Dude, I can't even go to work without getting white lined by a fucking straight pipe shitbox, you know? So honestly, I guess you can do it in any car. I mean, it's not recommended.
As of now, this trend doesn't seem like it's stopping anytime soon. And the only good that can come from this right now is that there's a lot of cheap rebuildable BMWs floating around on auction sites. But in all seriousness, don't be a cheeseburger.
New farm, about to burn it out. $65 each Pirelli, about to burn them out. Didn't pop the first song, I had to learn the sound. When the shit's said and done, I'm about to earn the crown. Brand new Mickey Thompson's about to pave the street. 24